Today on CCX News, Minnesota Lieutenant Governor Peggy Flanagan stopped by a Maple Grove school Wednesday morning to serve meals and share a big milestone. The free school meals program has been underway for over a year now. As Emily Haugen reports, Minnesota leaders say the impact is huge.
Each morning at Oakview Elementary, students file in for breakfast. The meal comes at no cost to them, thanks to the free school meals for kids program.
I never doubted that this program would change lives, but now we have the incredible data to be able to back it up.
Lieutenant Governor Peggy Flanagan helped serve meals before revealing that 150 million free school meals were served over the program's first full year.
I just want to make sure that you have a healthy breakfast.
Flanagan says the program is saving families $1,000 a student. And parent Angie Pasale says it's paying off in her household.
It has definitely saved us thousands and thousands of dollars, especially my middle schooler.
And as a school secretary, she sees it paying off in the classroom.
And I've talked to these parents, and they have also said what a tremendous just relief it is knowing that their kids are eating at least breakfast and lunch.
The program went $80 million over budget last year, but leaders say they're committed to adjusting the plan and keeping it going.
We clearly know what a difference this has made, and so as we are going into the next budget cycle, right, I think that's also continue to be a priority for us.
In Maple Grove, Emily Haugen, CCX News.
Meanwhile, in Brooklyn Park, Huntington Place Apartments, the second largest apartment complex in the state, is in the process of being sold. But as Corey Bork reports, for a sale to go through, it requires a big concession from the city.
This is a pretty significant decision in front of you here today.
At a time when Brooklyn Park police say they're seeing a turnaround at Huntington Place Apartments, there's now new concerns and uncertainty for the 2,500 people who live there.
This is our last stand. We have no more options after this.
And the nonprofit owner of the property and its 6 buildings said they no longer can financially support operating the complex. It's now asking the city to make a considerable concession for giving the city's $5 million loan to Aon. Without that debt forgiveness, Aon says the sale will not go through, and the property would face an unsettling future.
It becomes a zombie property because Aon can no longer invest in it. It becomes a place where all security is basically gone from the property.
It's a request the city will now consider.
And I think that there's a lot of Brooklyn Park residents who would find this a pretty bitter pill to swallow, forgiving this debt.
I'm not against a full forgiveness. I understand the situation, but I would not prefer it.
New York City-based Mass Capital is named as the buyer and says a covenant to keep the apartments affordable will remain in place for decades to come.
This is a family-owned business that focus on affordable housing. It's what they do.
The question now is whether the city will let go of recouping its investment.
We'll be working behind the scenes to just really figure this out, take a look at the numbers and the various options and what we can do to make this work.
In Brooklyn Park, Corey Bork, CCX News.
The city is tentatively scheduled to make a decision on whether to sign off on the sale at the November 18th EDA meeting. According to the sale terms, Aon would stay on as a limited partner with the new owner for 2 years to ensure a smooth transition. 2 members of the emergency response team at the City of Brooklyn Center celebrated a special occasion this week. As Kevin Miller reports, they play an important role in stressful times.
In any fire department, there's a staff member that has become essential to operations.
She's been a very welcome part of our fire family. She comes and goes everywhere with me. She is involved with fire calls.
The same could be said of a police department. Just ask Commander Tony Grunig.
Yeah, almost every single call or place that I go to, he'll go with.
They can't back up a fire engine, but you might spot them.
Good boy.
Inside a squad car.
Okay, can you sit down?
Meet Rex.
Sit.
He joined the police department back in February of 2023.
Rex is a very laid-back, easygoing, kind of like a Scooby-Doo kind of dog.
And this is his sister, Brooklyn.
Good girl.
Fire Chief Todd Berg is her handler.
She is all about getting and giving the attention that a therapy dog would do.
During an emergency situation, like a fire, therapy dogs can provide comfort.
At a fire scene, it's obviously a very traumatic, bad day for those people. I'll bring her out and she'll stay with those people.
They also extend a helping snout back at the station.
There's a lot of emotional toll that goes along with being a firefighter.
There you go, good girl.
Brooklyn does her job and really, lowers the anxiety, lowers the blood pressure.
But even a good dog needs a break from work once in a while.
Let's see, you ready, Todd? Frosty Paws.
Rex and Brooklyn got one this week as they celebrated a special day.
Happy birthday.
So they're 2 years old, which is 14 in dog years, I think.
These teens only get one treat cup a year. It's well-deserved considering the gifts they bring every day.
He's been a great asset to the police department.
Brooklyn has made, a positive impact just about everywhere she goes.
In Brooklyn Center, Kevin Miller, CCX News.
As we approach the holiday shopping season, Maple Grove has seen a number of new businesses open, including a new boutique called Mama's Happy.
We are very, very excited to be here. It's just been so wonderful in the Maple Grove community. Everybody is just so welcoming and kind and excited for us, so that's been encouraging.
Mama's Happy recently opened along Main Street. The boutique features clothing, refinished furniture, home decor, and items from local artists. City officials say it's one of 10 new businesses that either have opened or will open this fall.
When the pandemic came around and we started to see some businesses start to close or reduce their size, it gave us pause, and we wanted to make some reinvestments back in the community here on Main Street. We did a project over COVID where we completely refaced the street, planted new trees, put in new street furniture. And so it's just really great to kind of see the outcome of some of this reinvestment with all these new businesses coming back to Maple Grove.
Maple Grove hasn't seen this many openings all at once since before COVID.
The Wayzata girls soccer team qualified for state for a record 31st time this season and are the #1 seed in Class 3A. The Trojans open tournament play Tuesday night.
The Trojans taking on Lake Conference foe St. Michael Albertville in the state quarterfinals. The Knights unseeded for the state tourney. But they strike first. The long lead pass from Tanae Radloff skips past the defender and gets to Emma Quant, and she scores. Her 29th of the season puts the Knights ahead 1-0. 5.5 minutes later, the Trojans answer. Kenley Senden passes to Lauren Craig, who shoots and scores. First of 2 goals for her on the night, and it's 1-1. Later in the half, and watch this goal from Senden. She maneuvers around 3 different STMA defenders and then rips a shot into the Knights' net to score her team-high 23rd goal. That's 2-1 Trojans at halftime. The second half is all Wayzata. Craig on the corner kick, and Sophie Hawkinson gets the header goal. That's her 11th of the season, and the Trojans are up 3-1. Sarah Hyde essentially ends it when she buries this penalty kick midway through the half. Wayzata goes on to win 5-1. The Trojans face Egan in the state semifinals next Tuesday morning at US Bank Stadium.
The Maple Grove girls soccer team was one of the unseeded teams in Class 3A. The Crimson drew 2nd seed Eastridge in the quarterfinals. Chaz Moots has highlights.
Maple Grove, the champs out of Section 5 3A. They beat Spring Lake Park 4-2. Eastridge beat White Bear Lake in the Section 4 3A final. Early first half, Jessica Lee gives the Crimson an opportunity here, gets the defender to fall down, then dishes it to an open Kira Gill shot from 20 yards out, almost in, but the Raptors' Isabel Afarowski makes a great save. Later in the first half, similar situation. This time Lee takes it herself. Great hit with the left foot, but again, it's Afarowski making the save to keep it a scoreless game. It would be 0-0 at halftime. In the second half, Eastridge on the move. Ellie Wildman, a University of Iowa commit, on a breakaway. She sets up and drills a shot on goal, but a great save made by Maple Grove's Bella Hanna. Still scoreless with just a minute left to play in regulation. Looked like we were going to head to overtime, but then Wildman chips it ahead right to left to Reese Tovar, and the junior puts it away with just 9 seconds left on the clock. The Raptors win it 1-0. Maple Grove's terrific season comes to an end with a 14-3-2 record. In White Bear Lake, Chaz Moots, CCX Sports.
The Maple Grove boys soccer team is in the state tournament for the 10th time in program history. The undefeated Crimson are the 2nd seed in Class 3A and met Rochester Mayo in the quarterfinals. Chaz Moots has the highlights.
The Crimson came in the Class 3A state tournament with an unbeaten record, 17-0-1. They won a PK thriller over Champlin Park in the 5-3A final. 10th minute of the game, MG with possession, a great through ball by Ike Duell. He finds a streaking Everett Johnston. Keeper Ryder Colby comes out of the box early, and Johnson makes him pay. Easy left foot tap in for goal. Crimson off to a great start, up 1-0. Just 2 minutes later, Colby with a goal kick. It gets headed at midfield by Mayo. Ball gets carried by the wind. Looks like it'll be an easy gather by Xander Waldrum, but some miscommunication turns into disaster. Mayo's Caden Wolf capitalizes on the miscue. Spartans tie the game up at 1. That would be the score at the half. Second half, Mayo with another great look here. Stefan Gonzalez up ahead to Parker Nelson. Nelson gets a run out, but Waldrum comes up with a huge stop to keep it a 1-1 game. Under a minute to play, Crimson looking for one last shot on net. Parker Carlson, great pass. Johnson shot is blocked. Solon Gomchi's rebound, and the kid buries the game winner with just 15 seconds left on the clock. Maple Grove wins another playoff thriller, 2-1 the score, and Gomchi's the hero for the Crimson.
I felt like I had a good connection, but I didn't know if it was going out or in, but luckily it hit the post and went in. I was just ecstatic just running to my teammates. I just immediately wanted to celebrate with my teammates. I feel like we fought through this together, and without them, we wouldn't be here. And my captains, they just lead us so well. Their experience really comes through in moments like this, and yeah, I just wanted to celebrate with them first before anybody.
In White Bear Lake, Chaz Moots, CCX Sports.